Hello, so welcome to my vlog of when I went to Norwich. So I obviously set off. It's quite away from where I live. It's about a 3 or 4 hour journey depending on traffic, but we arrived at our Airbnb and I will show you around now. Okay, so this is the first bedroom walking through the door. So this is going to be my bedroom. Looks nice. Nice bed. Okay, cool. Oh, like the view out the window. Oh, I can see out onto the patio. Very nice. Nice pictures. This room here is the room that my friend stayed in. Again, a view out onto the patio again by the looks of things. Yep, and there's a hot tub at the back there. We didn't use that though. Don't think we're going to use that. Yeah, so that's quite nice. Obviously like a 2-bed, single and a double. Some more nice pictures. Right, this is the family bathroom. This is one of the biggest bathrooms I've ever seen. That there is a sauna in the corner, just to the right of the toilet. And more nice pictures. I like the decor in here. And there's a tumble dryer and a washing machine there. So that's going to be super useful if you need to do any laundry. Here we are, the kitchen and the open area into the dining room. Nice looking sofas. Oh, there's a Norwich football shirt that looks like it's been signed on the wall. Interesting. Cool. Okay, so yeah, there we go. That's the dining and kitchen area, and that looks out onto the patio and the hot tub in the corner there. Right, so I'm now outside, and there's the hot tub there on the left. There's a hot tub, and there's a little garden area here with a little palm tree. Very nice. Beautiful building here, which is actually now owned by Aviva. It was originally called Surrey House, and it was originally occupied by the 3rd Duke of Norfolk for his son Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, in the 16th century. Ironically, Howard never lived there. He was executed for treason in 1547. Then in the Victorian era, the building served as a school before being acquired by Norwich Union Life Assurance Company around 1900. It's a Grade 1 listed Edwardian building, celebrated for its Palladian exterior and opulent marble hall, which features 15 types of marble originally intended for Westminster Cathedral. And inside there is actually a chiming skeleton clock made for the Great Exhibition of 1851, an air fountain, which was an early form of air conditioning, and a 12-pointed medallion on the floor and mosaics commemorating staff lost in the World Wars. And it's now part of the Norwich 12, which is a curated group of historically significant buildings in the city. So Norwich was once the 2nd largest city in England, and it was thriving on the wool trade, and that's in like the medieval era. Norwich pioneered pedestrian-friendly streets in 1967 and were the first city to do so. For those of you who know who Alan Partridge is, this is his hometown. It's also the hometown of Coleman's mustard. So for those of you living in the UK, I don't know about abroad, but in the UK we all know about Coleman's mustard. It was founded in 1814 and it's still a staple of British cuisine and local pride in the area. I mentioned the Norwich football shirt that was in the Airbnb where we were staying. Well, Norwich City have a football song called On the Ball City, and it's the oldest football chant still in use in the UK. So I turned a corner and stumbled across the Royal Arcade, which is beautiful, and it's a great example of Art Nouveau architecture. It opened on the 24th of May 1899 and it was designed by George Skipper, who was the architect. The arcade was built on the site of the Royal Hotel and Angel Inn, which had hosted unusual events like elephants in 1685 and a man dipping his feet in boiling lead in 1825. That's not the sort of show I'd want to go and see, but anywho, whatever floats your boat. The Angel Inn was renamed the Royal to mark Queen Victoria and Prince Albert's marriage, and later moved to Prince of Wales Road in 1897. And the Royal Arcade remains a Grade 2 listed building. So there you go. But it's definitely stunning to walk through, and it's got a lot of lovely little shops in it, so definitely worth a visit if you're there. Norwich has one of the largest open-air markets in England, with roots dating back to the 11th century. Decided to walk up the side of the market, saw that very interesting statue there on the right. I'm not sure what that is, that's a mannequin or something. There's lots of different stalls in the market, and it's kind of laid out in a bit of a grid, so you can kind of easily walk up and down and left and right and get through them all. And there's loads of interesting stalls, you know, from denim to vintage clothes. There's army supplies, bedding, all kinds of things. They've even got workwear, high visibility jackets, all sorts. And then there were also some very interesting eating places, traditional fish and chips, right through to your more trendy kind of eating places, maybe, you know, Chinese, Japanese, different things. But yeah, lots of different food ideas, stuff where you can actually just buy coffee, or you can buy coffee beans and all sorts in there. They've literally got so many things. And then they've also obviously got the fresh produce as well. So lots to offer, lots to look at. So I'm walking down Gentleman's Walk, that's what this is called, and check out the Lloyds Bank building. There's the market to my left here, and then on my right, wow, that's a nice building. That's not just a normal bank, is it? Wow, look at that. I wonder what the history is on that. That is fabulous. And all the little alleys, I love all the little alleyways and side streets. There's loads of those in Norwich. Fascinating to walk down. So here is Norwich City Hall. The height of it is 185 feet, which is 56.4 metres, which makes it one of the tallest civic buildings in the UK at the time. As you walk around Norwich, you'll see these large sculptures. There are 51 in total, and they include things like elephants, lions, gorillas, giraffes and rhinos. I saw a giraffe in the Royal Arcade, and here is an elephant. Been to Norwich many times over many years, but I've never actually walked around these streets before. All these little lanes and alleys and side streets, they're actually, buzzing with lots of people and shops, but I'd never walked down them, and it was just beautiful. It's a whole side of Norwich I haven't actually ever visited before. Norwich has got a lot of churches and very interesting buildings and landmarks. It's got Norwich Cathedral, which is one of the largest medieval cathedrals in the UK. Norwich Castle, which was built shortly after the Norman conquest. 98 Saxon homes were demolished in order to make way for it. Imagine if that was one of your homes, that would be pretty annoying, wouldn't it? And then there's the city walls, which you can still see quite a lot of the city walls, and they were constructed between 1280 and 1340, and they enclosed a larger area than the City of London. Interestingly, during the Middle Ages there were 58 churches within the city walls. In contrasting to that, in the 19th century, Norwich boasted that it had one pub for every day of the year. So that's an interesting dichotomy, isn't it? Before we knew it, it was time to go home, and so the long 3-4 hour journey home began. Hope you enjoyed today's vlog. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, share this video if you can, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye!